It's Patrick at Pals. Chuck, what have we got here?
It's a Ford C-Max.
This is a Ford C-Max. What's this guy do right here? What is that for?
Well, for the plug-in.
Oh, okay, so you plug this car in, so you don't put gasoline in it or diesel fuel.
No, this is an electric hybrid car.
An electric hybrid. Now, look underneath, folks. That looks like an engine.
And what's unique about this vehicle is, if you notice, we have two coolant reservoirs. Why? Because we have two different cooling systems for the car. This system cools the main engine. This system cools the capacitors for the hybrid electric part of the motor. So this car plugs in at your house, charges up, and then the hybrid battery helps the main engine run when it gets low on voltage or electricity. So this car gets a wide range out of itself due to the systems and how they're set in place. And it still requires engine oil.
Still requires engine oil. So is this considered a hybrid or an electric?
It's considered a hybrid electric.
It's hybrid electric.
Right, it's a combination of two, of both systems. And that's just to get more range out of the car, more driving distance out of the electric motor and the hybrid electric motor.
Now, when you look at these cars, this one has obviously got a problem. How do you diagnose, what is different about diagnosing a hybrid electric than a regular gas engine car?
Really almost nothing. The difference is that you're just looking at different systems, but you're still plugging and talking to the computer on the car. The computer in this vehicle had codes for a cooling fan problem and a cooling pump problem. And not the pump for the engine, but the pump for the capacitors on the hybrid side. Also, the main battery inside the car was not getting enough air pulled across it in order to keep it cool as well. So what we're doing to this is we're putting a new hybrid electric pump on for the capacitors, and then we're also putting in 3 new cooling fans to cool the main battery down that's inside the car, because these are not performing the way that they're supposed to. And the way that we diagnosed that is basically we hooked into the car, used our resources for technical information to get the right information in order to fix the vehicle.
So when you're looking at this, you've got the engine, which is traditional. You know how to look at the things on that. Then you've got the inverter, which is over here. Now, where is the main battery located on this?
Typically somewhere's inside the car, usually behind the back seat.
Okay.
They'll mount it upward sideways behind the back seat, and hence that's why they have cooling fans for them, because those batteries get real hot, and if you don't have proper cooling for them, it can cause the battery to malfunction.
So, you know, folks, you think when you're buying a hybrid that you're just buying one system. You're not. You're buying two different systems. You've got an electric and an engine. So you've got an electric motor, and then you've got the engine. And you have to decide which one is causing the problem.
That is correct. We use the information from the computer to tell us which systems to test. We look up the proper testing via AllData or whatever information service we're using, and that tells us what direction to go in.
E-Energy. You know, these cars, you have to take a look at the way that they work. And they have inverters in them. And they have batteries. And these cars work by electricity. You plug them in by the side. So, where traditionally we look at the Boys and Girls Club van, and that's a gasoline engine. This car has an electric motor. So it's not an engine because it doesn't pump air. It's an electric motor. And the battery in this car, there's two batteries. There's a small battery and then there's a large battery. And the large battery controls the car going down the road. Now, it has cooling fans. It has all types of ways to keep the vehicle cool going down the road. This one came in and it's not operating correctly. Where we would be normally checking air and fuel delivery, we're checking electrical delivery and keeping the vehicle cool. That's how you diagnose a C-Max. You've got to look at what makes it run and find out why it's not running correctly. Usually it's a cooling problem. Same thing with a gasoline engine. Usually it comes down to a cooling problem. If you've got a C-Max, bring it to Pals. See you soon.